Good evening. This is Stan Matthews in the Matthews broadcast on this Monday, the 6th of November, 2017. As we race towards holiday season, we are the Matthews broadcast, the empowerment, the upliftment, the enrichment, and the alignment broadcast, coming to you from GEMS TV. That is www.gemstv.net, where we have big cable on the run, and we like it that way. We provide streaming television customized to fit your needs, particularly small business people, performing artists, and professionals. We are the voice of urban New Jersey, and we are not going to change. What our aim is to do is to connect urban businesses with urban consumers, urban professionals with urban consumers, and urban performing artists with urban consumers. Why do we want to do that? Because here in the state of New Jersey, the gross domestic product or gross state product, those are receipts from all forms of revenue for this state, is $457 billion. And of that number, about $137 billion is spent into the New Jersey economy every year by urban communities, which are primarily African American and Hispanic. So as I've said often, see Cornelius, my image doctor, nodding, platanos and collard greens are almost 50% of New Jersey's economy. So we're not taking a back seat to nobody. Platanos and collard greens spend 42% of all dollars consumed in New Jersey. So think about that. Think about that in terms of hair and beauty supply products. We have two fantastic guests from the state capitol, Old Trenton, here today, that's going to tell us about how valuable the dollars are for the hair and beauty supply receipts that are spent into this economy. Unfortunately or fortunately, urban communities are number one in 5 categories in the American economy and in the New Jersey economy. And so we need to make sure that we get real value back for this consumption. We are number one in sports and apparel purchases. There would not be a Nike or an Adidas if not for brown and black folk. We are the number one consumer of sports apparel products in America. We are the number one purchaser of luxury automobiles in the United States of America. You know, so ask Caddy, ask BMW, ask Mercedes-Benz, why it's important to have good relationships with y'all, because y'all buy more of those products than anyone else in the United States of America. The headquarters for BMW North America is in Mahwah, New Jersey, right on Route 17. The second most powerful Mercedes-Benz office is in Morristown, New Jersey. Why? Because they want to be close to you. You buying all that stuff, and so they got to make sure they keep you inspired and keep you enticed with those products. Third category, fast foods. I don't have to tell you about Mickey D's, Wendy's, KFC, and Wendy's, right? Because you buy more of those products than anybody else in the United States of America. Number 4 category, malt liquor. Nobody buys more malt liquor in the United States of America than you. So Budweiser, Heineken, they should be building some plants and letting you. I mean, how hard is it to make beer? You mix up some hops, barley, and some fermented water. I mean, how hard is it to make beer? But you buy more malt liquor than the other day. I was in the liquor store on 10th Avenue Liquors, Cornelius Patterson.
Champagne, right?
Yeah, you know, I'm a champagne guy, right? And so I'm getting a little spice rum, the Captain Morgan, and the champ. There is a beer out now called 5X malt liquor. Now, I don't know what 5X is for.
Sounds scary, huh?
But it has a picture of a smiling, happy brother on the side of the can. Right? So guess who that's being marketed to? I mean, just think about it. That's there for you. Final category, you buy more movie tickets than any other citizens in the United States of America. Why? because your reality is so frustrating to you. Your reality is so uninspiring to you that you need a little bit of fantasy to get out of your reality, right? Mm-hmm. So, you know, you don't have any problems with supporting Hollywood. But guess what? We need to see Hollywood support us. Mm-hmm. Yeah. In the sports and apparel business, we need Nike. I mean, how is it that Indonesians could put a piece of foam rubber on the bottom of a piece of canvas and leather called a sneaker, sell it for $500, but you can't make it in Baltimore. You can't make it in Newark. You can't make it in Harlem. You can't make it in Brooklyn. Of course, you can make sneakers, right? But they don't want to use labor and pay a fair wage. So we have to raise our voices about that. I mentioned malt liquor already. Fast food, definitely. We need to see more investment from the fast food companies in our communities because we consume so many of their products. So this is why this broadcast exists. We want to make sure that we are always sharing with you information that will empower, uplift you, and enrich you so that you can make wiser economic decisions on a daily basis. We are, if you take our income as a community, Alton, we are the 7th wealthiest community in the world. If you take the African American and what is called the Latino community or Hispanic community in this country, and you take what those two groups, it's $4.1 trillion. That would make that group, if it was viewed as a nation, that would make that group the 7th wealthiest population on earth, right? But guess what? We don't use our dollars in an empowering, educated way. Consequently, what do far too many of our communities look like? What do far too many of our communities feel like, right? Unsafe, unclean, poor services, bad school district. You're not satisfied with your children's education. The children aren't coming out knowing how to read and write. In 1973, Kenneth Allen Gibson became the first African-American mayor of a major city in the United States of America, that being Newark. So at the time that Mayor Gibson became mayor, everyone said, well, now we get the Board of Education, we're going to give our children everything they need so that they can succeed, right? The thought was those Irish wonderful teachers, right? And those Italian wonderful teachers and those Jewish wonderful teachers weren't pouring into our kids, right? So a mentor of mine used to say, free schools, pretty white teachers equals dumb ends. Free schools, pretty white teachers equal dumb. And so now we thought that that was the formula. So now Gibson becomes mayor. The Board of Education now gets a black superintendent. And guess what? In November of 2017, it's no longer Johnny. Now Khalif still can't read. What happened? We got control of the school districts, but we didn't get control of the curriculum. We don't have control of our own minds. Same in the case of the economy. We have this $4.1 trillion between the Latino and the black community, but what do we do with it? We give it to Mercedes-Benz and BMW. We give it to Wendy's and Mickey D's. We give it to Nike and Adidas. We give it to all 5 of those categories I mentioned, and we leave very little behind for entrepreneurs in our own community. So now people are talking about what happened to the Black Wall Street in Tulsa, what happened to the Black Wall Street in Harlem, what happened to the Black Wall Street in Tampa, Florida. We can recreate all of those models. All of those models are based on self-love, community love, and a desire to be a blessing and enrich each other. Well, why can't we repeat that now so we have so many coming through our hands? At root, we have to have self-love and unity, right? Because if in my mind, Lindsey, that I think for 1 second that you are going to become wealthy, that programming that I have, that program says immediately I must stop you in any way I can.
That's about right.
Right? Carter G. Woodson says that when the Negro is completely miseducated, you can invite him into the front door of a home and he will refuse you. His very nature will demand that if there's not a back door, he will create one. He will not go through the front door. When his miseducation is complete, right? He can't think independently. He can't think from a position of freedom and power. Freedom comes from two Latin words. The first, free or freios, means to liberate. Dome or dome means mind. True freedom is a liberated mind. And so we have to come to a place where we are thinking for ourselves, where we have to unplug from the matrix right? And start to make those decisions that are in our best interest. One of my teachers, Dr. Claude Anderson, who wrote the book Black Labor, White Wealth and Empowerment Economics 1 and 2, Dr. Anderson said that a community, by definition, means that a group of people control the social life, the political life, and the economic life of their community. By Dr. Anderson's definition, in Powernomics 1, Powernomics 2, and in Black Labor, White Wealth, we do not have a single community in the entire country.
Nope.
We have neighborhoods. We have neighborhoods. Now, Alton, when you talk to most young people, male or female, they tell you, don't come in my hood acting like that. Right. They don't even refer to it as a community. No. They refer to it as a hood because we have neighborhoods. We do not have communities, right? Now, we are in a community right here in Verona, New Jersey. I know this community well. Yeah. Montclair, not too far from here, is a community. There are a group of people who control Verona and Montclair's social life, political life, and economic life. And even if you wanted to get in, you're not getting in. It's already done. It's, you know, no space left, no vacancies, right? So we have to get some communities. Communities, by definition, are geography that you control, the social life, the political life, the economic life. Not to the exclusion of others, but so that you can win at economics. And as I've often said on these airwaves, you cannot win at economics, war, or sports as an individual. Only as a team. You must win as a team. The great Michael Jordan, the greatest to ever lace up a pair of sneakers, did not win an NBA championship until his 6th year in the National Basketball Association. He won 3 scoring titles, was on the all-defensive team all 5 of his first 5 years, won the dunk contest 3 years in a row, but he still didn't have a trophy because he did not have a team. In his 6th year, they gave him Horace Grant, Scottie Pippen, and John Paxson. He had a team. Now he finally got a trophy. So if you want to see something for yourself to see how this impacted him, go back to when the Bulls won their first championship and see the tears that flowed and how he would not let go of that trophy because it was something that was denied to him. His individual greatness wasn't sufficient to overcome what only a team could do. So think about this in terms of economics. Maulana Karenga, the father of Kwanzaa, said that until we have Ujamaa, cooperative economics, we will not be able to come to true power in this country because economic power precedes political power. When you own the judges, when you own the cops, when you own the streets, when you own the buildings, then everything kind of falls into place. Because guess what? If a cop pulls up on you, Lindsey, and he knows you own 20 apartment buildings and you pay his salary by your taxes, when he sees you, he's going to say, oh, Mr. Tines, I didn't know that was you. Keep on going.
Yes.
Just keep on going, right? But if he pulls up on you and he recognizes that you don't have anything to do with his paycheck, he's going to say license, registration, and insurance card because he knows that you don't butter his bread. So we must have economic power before we can have political and social power. With that said, we have some special guests for you here tonight in the broadcast. We're going to start with a great caterer, brother who does all kinds of food services for his clients on a private basis, a former owner of his own restaurant, and I claim tonight will be a future owner of his own restaurant, Mr. Alton Henry. He's with us this evening to share, and I'm going to take this time to ask my co-host, Mr. Darrell, Mr. Fix-It, Watts, to ask you a few questions, Alton, so that our audience can get to know you better and to learn how they can support you.
Okay.
Okay.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you, my brother.
Okay. What's the name of your business?
It's Taste of Seven Catering. It's a Caribbean and Southern cuisine. It's an infusion.
Oh, nice.
You know, that's where you get the real taste of the Caribbean and the taste of Southern cuisine.
I like that.
Oh, yeah. Taste of Seven.
I like the Caribbean. Infusion.
Yeah.
Infusion.
You get some jerk chicken. And,
Don't forget to tell them about the jerk salmon.
Jerk salmon. All of that. With a twist, you know.
I'm trying to lose weight. You about to fat.
No, I mean, we can scale it down for you to fit right in.
That's right.
The second portion, though.
Yeah.
More than claiming it, right?
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
Okay. What's the unique value of your business?
The unique value of the business is customer service and demand. What I do, I create a menu for on demand. So, for instance, you said, okay, I'm having a party and I want some food, but I'm not quite sure. I have Caribbean coming, I have white people coming, I have Italians.
That's good.
You know what I could do? Why don't we put some jerk chicken pasta there?
Yeah.
Jerk chicken pasta. You never heard of that one? We could do Alfredo, jerk chicken Alfredo, or jerk shrimp Alfredo. Do some sweet potato cornbread.
Nice.
Stuff like that, you know. I mean, it's a fusion.
Right yeah. You got the visual.
Yes.
Yeah. Fusion. I like, put a twist to it.
That is so important.
Wow.
So you have that
variety.
Good relationship.
Yeah. And you can't forget the oxtail.
Oh, see, now you're going oxtails. I'm out on water. Okay, so who would be a great referral for your business?
Well, a great referral for my business are happy customers who are well pleased with my quality of food and the services I provided.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Because,
or anyone that likes good food.
Good food, yeah.
That's right.
Palate-pleasing food, That's what I do.
I like that term. Palate-pleasing food.
Yes.
All right, so we have about 800,000 people that watch us now.
Yeah.
And God's going to bless us to have like 8 million, right?
Oh, yeah. The more the merrier.
Because of Darrell Watts.
Oh, there you go.
The more the merrier.
Yeah. All right, so what are you offering in return for our support with the audience as far as who's listening, and what can you offer them?
Well, I offer, I would say, a competitive price, flexible.
Okay.
I fit within your budget. You said, this is what you have.
Oh,
I said I could provide this for you. And it still remain a quality food. And I would say palate-pleasing food for you and the family. For this Thanksgiving coming up, I'm doing a family-style dinner package.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Where you just stay home, relax, I'll cook the food, and you take the credit. So when the family come over, you tell them that you did it.
You did it.
You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
I did it. I picked up the phone and I called.
Yes.
I like that.
Especially the guys that's listening.
Yeah.
You need to do this.
Oh, yeah.
Brownie points.
Now, what about the fried turkey?
We do fried turkey. We do jerk turkey. We do roasted turkey. We're going to have on the menu lasagna for the vegetarian, salmon, you name it, the mac and cheese, the collard greens, the oxtail, the old thing.
All right.
You're going to get
on the 9th of December, you're going to see this young man again, because on the 9th of December is our sister organization, the Inner Circle Network, which meets right after the broadcast here at 571 Bloomfield Avenue. You're going to be at his business and at his own, 204 Montgomery Street in Bloomfield. The Inner Circle and Matthews broadcast holiday party is on Saturday, December the 9th. So some of what you're talking about right now, just put it in the house and have your business cards on every tray. I'm sure people will be calling.
Oh, yes.
But just make sure you have some fried turkey that night.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Fried jerk. You name it, we have it.
I never had it. I never had it, but I heard good things about fried turkey.
Darrell, your wife said speak up.
Oh, she said speak up?
Yeah, she said that Billy D. Davis voice. She said,
yes, ma'am.
Kim will get him.
Billy D. Williams.
Kim will get him.
Yes, dear.
Kim said, speak up.
Yes, dear.
I want to hear you.
Yes, dear. Hey, you got to take care of mama. But I love that. I love that.
That's right.
Most important, what's your contact and social media information? It's very important.
Yes, it is. Facebook, Alton Henry, on Facebook. And you can reach me at 862-241-7016.
All right, let's do it again. Say it again.
862-241-7016.
Let's say it one more time.
862-241-7016.
All I want to know, Alton, is why didn't you bring some samples tonight?
Exactly. Right?
I was thinking about it, but I said I don't know if it's a
It's
rules and regulation and stuff like that. I want to bring some jerk chicken pasta and some
Alton,
some good
where
stuff.
are you originally from?
Jamaica.
All right, so you see I'm surrounded, right?
Yeah.
Every time I'm hoping that a Guyanese or a Trini is in the house like me, it's another Jamaican. So we have Yard all the way around.
Yardy's in the house.
I can't wait to get the
All right, we got a friend, Lindsey Tines. Lindsey's going to do a piece for us tonight.
Okay.
And we're ready to go. So as we go to the close of the first segment, Lindsey's going to take us out. So, Maestro.
Zion is calling me to a higher place of praise, to stand upon the mountain and magnify his name, to tell all the people and every nation that he reigns. Oh, Zion is calling me to a higher place of praise. It becomes my highest praise when all that I am responds to who you are. It becomes my highest praise just to know you, Lord. Just to know you, Lord. Just to know you, Lord.
Killed it, man.
Yeah.
Killed it. You killed it.
Yeah,
Lindsey, what's the name of your business?
Lindsey Tines Music.
And how can people get in contact with you, sir?
They can get in contact with me by my Facebook page, Lindsey Tines, or they can get in touch with me by my my internet, my email address, Tines Lindsey, Tines Lindsey 07@gmail.com.
All right. And you will be seeing Lindsey Tines and Darrell Watts on the 9th of December at 204 Montgomery Street at the Matthews Broadcast and Inner Circle Network holiday party. So if this person that you've seen on the streaming broadcast and have heard, if you'd like to meet him and maybe book him to do some things, please come. It's not going to cost you anything to come to the holiday party at 204 Montgomery Street on December the 9th, so Lindsey Tines can do his thing, and you can taste Alton Henry's food, especially that fried turkey. Go ahead, Lindsey.
Phone number 973-653-0306.
All right, as we go to the break, I just want to share with you that the Inner Circle Network meets downstairs at 571 Bloomfield Avenue here in Verona. If you want to come out and meet me, meet Darrell, meet our image doctor Cornelius Hill, who does divine image work better than anybody on the planet, you need to come on out. If you've got a party, if you've got a wedding, if you've got a christening, if you've got a black tie affair, you need to get with the image doctor. He's the one and only Cornelius Hill. So as we go to the break, we'll be right back with Paris Hair and Beauty Supply. Back in the broadcast, this is Stan Matthews with Darrell Watts. And we are going into the second segment here. Just want to thank everyone out there who didn't know that Donald Trump is great for the country. I want to represent that fully. Donald Trump is great for the country from the perspective of business and for black folk clarity. If you didn't know, now you know.
And that's the truth.
If you're not clear, now you're clear of where many in this country stand in terms of you. So understand this, Mr. Trump and those with you. We were the first people to shed blood to make this country free. One Crispus Attucks was the first person that lost his life in the Revolutionary War. We have died on every battlefield for America. We have been the sole force and the consciousness of America. We're not going anywhere. We own this just like you own this. And we are not waiting for you to concede that to us. We affirm that as men and women in this country. This place, America, is as much ours as it is yours. And so when we talk about making America great, understand this. We make our own claims, whether you like it or not, right? So we're very clear that we have no concerns about where you stand. Be clear about where we stand.
That's right.
As James Brown said, I would rather die on my feet than live on my knees.
That's right.
That's not our thing, right? Our thing is alignment divine, upliftment divine, empowerment divine, and enrichment divine. We are the first people on this earth. We are the mothers and fathers of civilization. When you address us, sir, you should address us as mom and dad, because that's who we are to you. All right? So I think it's very clear where we stand.
I like that.
And we do so with confidence. All right?
That.
We have a Superman and a Superwoman on with us tonight because they have, with their own capital, with their own dollars, created a mechanism and an engine for wealth in Old Trenton, and we want to celebrate that fact first, and we want to get to know them better. I bring to you tonight Drew and Donna Paris of Paris Hair and Beauty Supply. They only sell natural products. That's a real thing. There are now events all over the country where natural black hair is being celebrated. There was one this summer in Brooklyn. I think it's called the, I forget the name of the event. It was in the New York Times even, the celebration of natural hairstyles and how big this industry is. We want you to pay very close attention because you spend money with people from Korea, you spend money with people from India, you spend money with people from Japan. This is a sister and brother who have an online business that you can do the same thing with. There is no excuse now. We want to make you aware so you can't say, well, I didn't know about them. You know, they from over there and I haven't heard. No, as of tonight, you don't have that excuse. Right. So I'm going to turn it over to Darrell Watts to ask Donna and Drew a few questions about how they can support, how you can support them and build Paris Hair and Beauty Supply to the level it should be.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for having us.
Happy to have you on.
It's an honor to be here. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, what's the name of your business?
Our business is Paris Hair and Beauty Supplies. And we are a black-owned beauty supply store. Actually, probably the only black-owned beauty supply store right now in the Mercer County area. So that is pretty special for us.
I like that.
It's pretty special for Mercer County and for the whole state of New Jersey.
Empowering. I like that.
That's right.
I like that. Okay. What's the unique value of your business?
Well, I'd like to add to what my phenomenal wife
There you go.
just shared.
I like
Phenomenal
that. I like
woman,
that.
phenomenally.
Without
That's
question.
right.
Drew said, I'm going to get some points
That's
early in
right.
the game.
I like
I'm going
that.
to get some points now.
I love it. I love it.
Hey, Drew, call me later on and tell me how later on works out for you.
No question.
I love it. I love it.
I just want to know that you went to bed happy tonight.
Oh, yes, definitely.
I love it.
And he shall.
Oh! Ding, ding, ding!
Honey,
Cornelius,
you are
you just rang the
phenomenal.
bell.
All right.
I'm using that.
That's right. Donna just rang the bell. She said, I'm going to just hit it right
Phenomenal,
there.
Kim. You're phenomenal.
All
Your
right.
brownie voice right there.
That's
Definitely,
right. That's
definitely.
right.
Yes, you were saying.
Well, my wife shared something that we are unique to the Mercer County area. And I'd like to add to that. I say, to our shame of all the Africans that are in America, I believe that we may be the only black-owned beauty supply that highlights entrepreneurs that are African
That's right.
that makes natural products for our skin and hair.
That's right.
So actually, we're a unicorn.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
not only in Mercer, but I like to say I'm possibly, unfortunately, hopefully not, throughout the entire United States.
Right.
Because what we do is we
Applaud
seek
that.
out Africans throughout the world.
Mhm.
We have products in our store from Nigeria,
Mhm.
South Africa, Canada, the Caribbean, from all over the world. These brothers and sisters specialize in making natural products for your skin and hair.
I like that.
When
That
our
is
customers come into the store, what we do is we hand them literature based on the toxins that are in their soaps, in their shampoos. These shampoos are causing fibroids. These shampoos are causing cancer. These shampoos are causing aneurysms. We hand our brothers and sisters this literature to educate them the importance of going natural. Some sisters and brothers are going natural with their hair, but we're educating brothers and sisters not to only go natural with just your hair, but in your deodorant, unless you're not concerned about getting breast cancer. If you're concerned about getting breast cancer, you're going to change the deodorant that you're using because of the aluminum in it. The soaps that they have bleaching agents in it. They have cancer-causing agents in it. These soaps weren't made for our skin. That's why we complain every day. We use these soaps, but we complain that our skin is dry. That's because that soap that was designed wasn't designed for the African skin. It was designed for the skin that needs the oils washed off it, that needs the oils washed out of their hair. That soap and shampoo is not made for the Africans that are existing in these Americas.
And I really
Heavy.
want to say this. I
Yeah,
want to add to what my
heavy,
husband
heavy.
is saying because it's very heavy. And I'm sure everybody has heard the show about What the Health, and it talks about the foods that we eat, the foods that people are ingesting and what it's doing as far as meat and so forth. And more people are going vegan. It's the same thing pertains to the hair.
Yes.
It's no different.
No
the
different.
same chemicals they're injecting in animals and they're injecting in a number of
In
products.
cars.
Right. I mean, a number of products that we actually are out there on the market, labeled with us, put our faces on there to make it look beautiful. What we do is we teach these people, now listen, if you don't have a dictionary in front of you and you can't look up these ingredients, 9 out of 10 times it's not for you. You shouldn't even put it in your hair because just like What the Health, it's like, what the hell are you putting in your skin and body?
Correct.
The same thing. These same companies that make a ton of money from food is the same companies that make some of these other products. They're all in cohorts. Food and drug administration don't need to go together. But for some apparent reason, they're in the same sentence. So that ought to tell you that not only is our food contaminated, but so is the products that we're using for the sake of big dollars. And as a Wall Street person, you know I look at the Bloomberg and I watch the stocks of some of these pharmaceuticals as well as these products that are on the market, and they're on the rise off of our people, unfortunately.
Yes.
You know, I love these two.
Yeah.
Thank
They
you,
are
brother.
so powerful. You
Thank
hear
you,
me?
brother.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This room is on fire tonight. I love it. I love it.
Thank you.
That's right.
Knowledge.
That's right. This is what we were talking about earlier. That freedom means a liberated mind.
Absolutely.
But see, the Bible says, "How shall they know lest they have a teacher?"
That's right. Knowledge
Right.
is power.
So the knowledge is power, especially in this generation. If you look at the companies, the 5 most valuable companies right now in the world, and I know Donna knows this. 20 years ago, the 5 largest capitalized companies in the world included General Electric,
Yeah.
they included IBM,
Yeah.
they included Ford Motor Company, they included General Motors. Now, the top 5 highest capitalized companies in the world are now information-based,
Absolutely.
right? So you have Apple,
Yep.
you have Amazon,
Google.
you have Google.
Yep.
So the knowledge is increasingly the currency of the future.
Absolutely.
Right? And so we have got to get this information
That's
out
right.
so that we can help our people to become more
Totally.
educated and then make better informed decisions.
Absolutely.
Tell me how you guys find the suppliers that make the natural products, because again, from a perspective of awareness, we often think that these things don't exist.
Exactly.
So how does Paris Hair and Beauty Supply find the supplier?
Well, Paris Hair Beauty Supply strategically goes out and search for people. Now, keep in mind of our backgrounds. I'm a woman who grew up in a Rastafarian household. My husband's Native American. We are by far a strong team when it comes to that. Very cultural. We're very cultural minded. And when I was growing up, as well as my husband, if you ever go into a market, a flea market, you see individuals selling natural products. They wake up every day like you and I to go to our jobs, and yet they still make a product for us, particularly those that look like us. And so because I've always been around folks like that, and I used to have a lot of events in Brooklyn, it made sense that when we opened this store, that we would bring these same vendors who had natural products around an entire room to come into our store. But we take it one step further now. What we do is we actually go out and search for them. So for instance, I'll go into Etsy. And I'm strategic in going into Etsy because I just don't go into Etsy and just look up a name. Oh no, I look at the picture to make sure they're African American because that's extremely important. And then what I do is I vet them. I have a very good strategic way of vetting individuals to make sure that their products are exactly what we're looking for. And my husband said something that was very interesting to a customer. We don't just bring black products in. We bring your product in because it's doing something for someone's skin and hair. For instance, we got a problem. We have problems in our community. Eczema is an issue. Psoriasis is an issue. And these people are going to these doctors with the white coats and trusting that they're going to get stuck with steroids and the whole 9 yards, that it's going to get better. When in fact, what's growing out of the ground that God has provided is what actually can heal you.
That's right.
The problem is people don't know that. And so that's what we've been doing. We've been actually giving the literature, like my husband said, to individuals to say, hey, look, we're not going to push this on you, but it's very good. If you can Google and find those pair of shoes, and you can Google for sneakers and all the other things Sam you was talking about earlier, clearly you can find out what can actually help save your hair and skin.
Well, let me bring the audience in here. Our wellness coach is Dr. Elise Bourne Busby. Just text me, who is that couple? Have to meet them, right? She is a 2-time cancer survivor and one of the most foremost wellness coaches in America. This is an on-fire lady in her 70s.
Wow.
That is just about wellness. She is saying, Drew, that we will change when we look at healthy living and wellness as a lifestyle, not as a fad, as a lifestyle.
Totally.
The other person that just texted and said that Donna is on fire, F-I-Y-A-H, is Miss Samud Scott, our health and wellness coach out of Trenton as well. And she said Donna is on fire. So I think the information and the knowledge that you guys are bringing is changing minds and changing behaviors. And so as a result of that, we want to make sure that we support you in any way that we can support you on this platform and also within our network. So Darrell, you have a few others for?
Wow.
Yeah. Fire.
I'm like a sponge taking it in because there's so much knowledge. I love it. It's a lot. I love it. It's a lot of things that we don't know.
Yes.
I'm realizing that right now.
And that's the greatest danger.
That's right.
Because only in the presence of ignorance can certain things go on.
Totally.
I love it.
Totally.
I love it. I was going to ask who's a great referral, but
me.
Any black person with skin or hair.
Yes, right, absolutely.
Do you have skin?
And that's everyone. Even if the male is bald, there is still a skin issue going on. And my husband does very well at selling to the brothers who do walk in. And we're getting more and more brothers coming in for natural products, and that's a good thing.
You are so needed.
Yeah.
You are so needed. And they are so humble.
Well, the Africans have a proverb that when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So, you know, our ancestors are on the other side, in my opinion, in the spirit world, and very much still part of this. All that is happening on this earthly plane. You know, as my favorite movie, The Lion King, said, there's a circle of life.
Yes, there is.
I do not believe in death as a concept. You either are alive spiritually or you're alive physically or both. We are spiritual beings having an earthly experience.
Absolutely.
You know, my friends know I often say, I'm not from here. I'm on vacation. I'm going back home, right? But this is not my home. I'm just having a little vacation here. But I want to ask you a question as we go out this evening, Drew. 5 years from today, what does Paris Hair and Beauty Supply, what do you see? How many states are you operating in? How many people are you employing? How many consumers are you serving? What do you see? What is your vision?
You said you made an interesting comment, it's something that I can honestly say the reason why we're here is because Christ opened up doors for us. And a lot of brothers and sisters in our community, they get caught up between the church in Nicaea or things in nature, the European influence in regards to Christ in our lives. And I just want to share with them, brothers and sisters, to not get caught up with what the Europeans have traditionally disrupted in our lives. But I'm talking about the Christ that goes back to Ethiopia, the Christ that goes back to Africa. That is the one that's given me power and direction. Amen. And that's opened up the doors to us. Yes. So the spiritual aspect of what you were saying, that's the only reason why we're here, is because the Christ that's come out of Africa, that is the one that has blessed us to be able to be put in a position now to answer your question in another 5 years to open up Black-owned beauty supply shops. We have sisters, it hasn't been any brothers, but sisters come to us to ask us, how can I open up a Black-owned beauty supply shop? I call around, no other beauty supply shops respond to me. How can we do that? So what we do is we bring them into our store, and we hold a class, and we help brothers and sisters understand how they can open up a beauty supply shop. We provide them with our resources, our connections, the ins and outs, whether you should buy a building, whether you should rent a building. The class is entire nuts and bolts on how to open up a Black-owned beauty supply shop. We provide all of our resources, and we only provide that class for $300. Okay, so that's one aspect of to answer your question. Where do we see ourselves in the next 5 years? Is just educating more Black entrepreneurs to be economically empowered. Yes. There's a lot of times what we'll do is our Black entrepreneurs, they don't know how to price their products. That's right. They're accustomed to vending. They know how to price through vending, but they don't know how to price their products to a wholesaler. So what we do is, actually, we've been giving that information out for free as far as how you need to price your product from A to Z. How do you go about it? So basically, in the next 5 years, we have a movement. It's called Operation Take Our Hair Back. Yes. And there are many facets to that movement, to that revolution. But the one that I'm going to speak on now is basically to economically empower the African American community and emphasize and create the circle of money, because in our community, the dollar doesn't rebound not one time. That's right. In other communities, the dollar rebounds anywhere between 12 to 18 times. That's right. So my wife, our job is through economically empowering the African American community is, number one, teaching us how to spend our money inside of our circle. But we have to empower we have to empower our entrepreneurs and able to be able to do that. So that's one of our many goals.
Well, I thank you for that most worthy vision.
Absolutely.
As we go out this evening on the Matthews broadcast, I would remind all of us that we can never finish anything great until we start something fabulous. That's right. So you all have started something. It's a movement. It's not a moment. That's right. That's right. Big difference. And I think it's a movement of power. How do people get in contact, Donna?
All right. You can reach us on you can actually get in touch with us through our website, which is www.parishairandbeautysupplies.com. You can always give us a call as well in our store at 609-218-5883 for any questions, trainings, or anything of that nature.
And also for the sisters that are interested in purchasing weaves, we also do sell weaves. We have the best prices in town. We guarantee we can beat Alibaba's prices with high quality grade Brazilian hair.
That's right. What you mean that's not my hair? I bought it. I got it.
Yes.
I love it.
Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having us.
Remember, there are two types of people on this earth. Dreamers like you and all those in the waiting area like you, Drew, and dream killers. Right. Embrace the first and run like heck from the second. This is Stan Matthews with my friend Darrell Watts, my image Dr. Cornelius Hill, Lindsey the Voice Tines, Donna, and Drew Paris.
Thank you.
These are trailblazers indeed.
Thank you.
Listen out for the Paris Hair and Beauty Supply.
That's right.
Good night. God bless.
Good night.
Good night.